work hand in hand on what I do in the class. Okay, so that is the reason why I had asked to create an Azure account. So let me start with a very basic question. Okay, so what is Azure? Anyone can unmute and answer. It's open to all. Guys, just feel free to speak out, okay? Because I want this session to be more interactive and stuff. I'm audible, right? I'm clear and audible, right?
Yeah, yeah. Actually, this one, my this Azure is like a cloud. I know this thing, like it's a cloud computing platform.
Hmm.
So, um, yeah, the name itself, it's like Microsoft Azure. So it's totally operated and organized by Microsoft. So, yeah, SaaS, I think, those things, software as a services and
Hmm.
platforms as services, like these kind of services they have been provided from
Okay.
Microsoft. Yeah, that's all I know.
So Azure does not provide infrastructure as a service. Just
Uh,
ask.
asking. No, I know these things only, so I
That's
don't.
okay. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's fine. That's good. Okay. So just to be clear here, Azure provides all the three different types of service: infrastructure, PaaS, and SaaS. Okay. So depending on what exactly is the service, they will be segregated and they'll be categorized into those. Okay. So we will reach to that. Okay. So basically, yeah, one more person wanted to. Yes, please go ahead. Yeah. Yeah, you can. Who was unmuted? Please go ahead and yeah, answer. Okay, if there are no other answers, yeah, fine. So basically, when you talk about Azure, Azure is a cloud computing platform. Okay, so you have different cloud service providers. Okay, you have Azure, you have AWS, you have Google Cloud, you have IBM, you have Oracle, and everything. Okay, all these are your cloud service providers. So what do they do? Okay, they give you a place. Okay, they give their service. They have so when you talk about Azure, we have something called regions. Okay, we have something called regions. A region is basically a geographical location. Okay, a region is basically a geographical location wherein you will be deploying whatever is your requirement. Let's say you want to deploy virtual machines. You want to deploy virtual machines. You will go to a particular region. Okay, and you will deploy a virtual machine. Okay, so what happens with that is basically, let's say you are residing somewhere in India. Okay, and your nearest region is Central India or East India or something. Okay, whatever is your region, nearest region, you will be deploying your resources there. How is it going to help me? Okay, what are the advantages? We will discuss about it. First, before that, I want to ask you guys one question. Let's just focus on servers as of now. Okay, let me know what are the different costs. Okay, different things which are going to be associated. Let's not just talk about cost, other factors which are going to affect when you are trying to create your own environment, that is not cloud. Okay, when you are trying to create your own on premises environment. Okay, so let me put it this way. You have two things. First thing is your on-prem. The second thing is your cloud. Okay, on-prem is something which you're going to do. You're going to buy everything from the scratch and you're going to do it. Okay, that is on-premises. So when you are doing an on-premises network, okay, when you are going to do that, what are the different things which you will be investing your time and money on? Okay, what are the different things which you can think about? Let me just put it in another way. Let's say you want to deploy 1,000 servers. Okay, let's say you want to deploy 1,000 servers. What are the things which you will invest your money on? Okay, what are the things which you are going to put your money on, and what are the things which you need to take care about? Okay, let us start one by one. Okay, I will call out names and you can think or you can say things which is on top of your mind. Okay, if it is right or wrong, don't worry. Okay, you're all learning, we're all learning, that's okay. So I'll start with Murthy. Okay, so Murthy, you can answer first. So what are the things? which you will invest, and what are the things which you will take care when you are deploying 1,000 servers, or let's say you're creating an on-premises environment.
Yeah. First, let assume that like we need to check for the spaces. So what that 1,000 servers, we require some space of to install this network routers.
So do you mean land?
Yeah.
Okay, good. Fine. Let's go next with Dilip.
I don't know. I don't.
Okay, fine. You're clear with the question though? Are you clear with the question? Yes, no.
I think we need a buildings.
Yeah, so land is there. Okay, let's just take another step. Let's put real estate there. That's okay. Yeah, next, going with Satish.
Like for constructing a server, like
Uh,
1,000 servers. You're asking.
yeah, so you mean to say, let's forget, what is your answer? Construction.
Like, I'm just first I'm asking the question again. So like
Mm.
for
Let's
establishing a
just put
server,
it
right?
this way. Yeah, let's say you are buying the servers, the hardware. Yeah. Let's say
Oh,
you're buying the hardware for whatever servers we require. Okay. Hardware for the servers. Okay. So that would be your answer. That would be the nearest answer. Okay. Next, going with Vijay. Vijay.
Actually, I'm about to tell you that the purchase of hardwares like RAM, the ROM, I mean the read-only memory and all these stuffs. But I'm not sure whether this is the right answer or not. And we will purchase a lot of wires and all like this will come under the hardwares if I'm not wrong, right?
Okay.
Net.
Networking
Okay.
and power supply. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
That is
Power
correct.
is one.
Yeah.
Okay. Inevitable thing. Okay.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, networking and power supply. So when I talk about power supply, it's not just a single layer of you just give electricity and it runs. Okay, it's more like power. What happens when one power shuts down? What is the second layer of backup? What do I have? Okay, one power failure happens. Can I withstand it? Okay, and if the second layer also goes off, can I withstand that also? So when you talk about power, even the backups and what is the next source which I have for electricity? Okay, so that is what it is about networking and power supply. Networking, when you talk about networking, you have routers, you have switches, you need all these things to in order to communicate to these servers. Okay, building a server is something that is necessary, but also to communicate and connect to it, you need a method, right? So using networking, you will be able to do that. Okay, so that is networking and power supply. And I am left out with Karthik. Yeah, Karthik, please.
As others
So
said, some that hardware and internet power supply backup already they said. So after that, we need to be deployed the employee for the support the server
okay.
maintenance,
Security, maintenance.
secret
Yes, awesome.
maintenance.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, fine. Awesome. So all these factors are there. Okay, I can add few more here. Okay, good. These answers are really good. So basically what you're doing is you're taking a piece of land. Okay, you're taking a piece of land. You're building a data center. Okay, we are going to call this a data center. The building where all these servers are going to reside are called a data center. We are going to create a data center, and then we procure the hardware. We buy the hardware. Okay, so we purchase all these hardwares. Okay, so I'm just drawing four, but there are like 1,000, 1,500, 2,000, or much more than in a data center. Okay, so I'm buying all these hardwares. Okay, and once I have installed these hardwares, I am buying all these routers, switches, and wiring and everything. Okay, I'm just doing that, and I am connecting these things. Okay, between each other to the to the VPN or whatever is the source of connection. Okay, I'm going to connect all these things. Okay, and also I am going to have a very secure connection. Okay, it's not like I'm leaving it open without any security or something. I'm going to have a very secure connection. Okay, and also I am going to have a power supply and power supply backups and stuff. Okay, so all these things are taken care. Once I'm done with that, Okay, when you are creating a lot of servers, or when you have a lot of servers in your environment, it tends to get heated up. So what happens is you need to have a cooling system, cooling mechanism. Okay, so maintenance and cooling is also very essential. You need to have AC and all of these. Okay, and so that the servers don't get heated up and everything. Okay, and security both at the server level as well as the physical level, wherein no one comes to your data center, takes things away and go. So all these multiple layers of security and stuff, all of these things you will be taking care. Okay, as a business owner. Okay, so you are something called a business owner. That means you are owning this particular solution. Okay, whatever this is. Okay, this is called on premises. You are owning this particular solution as a business owner. Okay, you will be taking care of all these roles and responsibilities in your data center. Okay, in your data center, whatever happens, let's say even a small wiring goes off, you are responsible for it. Okay, and no one else is. And obviously you have something called technical service. Okay, you have technical service wherein if a product is damaged, if a hard disk goes off or something, okay, you need to contact the technical support, get support from them, get a guy, get it repaired and stuff. All these things will fall under your bracket. Okay, everything which has been listed above will fall under your bracket. Okay, and when we talk about the counter opposite of this, which is basically our cloud solution. Okay, so cloud solution, be it generally all the clouds fall under the same model. Okay, AWS, Azure, GCP, and all of these fall under the same model. Okay, whatever has been listed here. Okay, the data center management part, whatever has been listed here, will be taken care by your CSP, will be taken care by your cloud service provider. Okay, who are my cloud service provider? These are my cloud service provider. What they will do is they will take a place. Okay, let's say for example, okay, let's say they take a place called Hyderabad. Okay, go to that place, install multiple data centers. Okay, multiple data centers, and they will give those data centers for your usage. That means they will say that, okay, these are the regions where I'm available in. You can deploy your resources and you can use them. Okay, so that is the model behind how a cloud works. Okay, so all these headache, the land, real estate, hardware, maintenance, everything will be taken care by your cloud service provider. Only thing you need to do is basically to deploy your resource. Okay, work on it and delete it once you're done using it. That is pretty much how you are going to use your cloud solution. Okay, so basically if I have to make a easier example, this is like when you're buying your own house. Okay, buying your own house, everything is your responsibility. Okay, you need to lay the bricks, you need, or okay, let's say you're buying a house, or also you can say when you are constructing your house. Okay, everything from the scratch, you are being responsible for it. And once you're in cloud solution, it is like renting a house, or you can also say leasing your house. Okay, wherein the building and everything is your owner's responsibility. Okay, only thing is you need to pay the rent for how much ever time you're going to use. Okay, something goes wrong with the electricity, something goes wrong with the property tax, anything, whatever it is, will be your owner's problem. That's not going to be your problem. Okay, so that is pretty much with respect to the differences between having an on-premises solution and a cloud solution. Any doubts, anything which you're not clear about?
Perfect, Akash.
Okay, fine. So moving on, the next topic is when we are talking about cloud services. So there are different types of services which you have. Okay, so you have infrastructure as a service, platform as a service, and software as a service. Okay, so let me just put this presentation up. Okay, um, fine. So okay, before that, what are the different advantages you have in cloud? Okay, so when you talk about the different advantages, okay, the first one is high availability. Okay, The cloud solution, whatever you are opting for, the availability of that particular resource or the service is very, very high. Okay. So let's say you're deploying a virtual machine. Virtual machine is basically a server on cloud. Okay. So let's say you're deploying a virtual machine. Okay. And the chances of that failing or that going off is very, very low. Okay. So that is the concept of high availability. Whatever service you're opting for, okay, the times at which they are off or time at which they are not working is very, very little. Okay, that is with respect to high availability. Second, third, and fourth, these three concepts are interrelated with each other. Okay, the first one is scalability. Scalability is basically you can increase or decrease the resources, okay, based on your workload. Okay, let's say if you are having a very high workload, you can increase or decrease the sorry, when you're having a high workload, you can increase the resources, and let's say when you're having a low workload, you can decrease the resources. In that way you can save your cost. That is with respect to scalability. And when you talk about elasticity, okay, it is same concept as scalability, but automatically does it for you. Okay, let's say you have two servers, okay, which is running a website. Okay, and on a certain day the load on these two servers are very, very high. So what you do is you set up a rule saying if the CPU percentage is over 80 percentage, okay, just increase the number of computers or number of servers by one. Okay, so it automatically does it for you. There's no need for your intervention here. Okay, everything is done automatically. Okay, you can set up a rule saying, okay, if this happens, just increase it by this much. If this happens, decrease it by this much. So all the rules can be set up. It can automatically increase or decrease the resources as and when required, depending on the criteria. Okay, so that is the concept of elasticity. And when you talk about agility, okay, so you can, when there is a situation, let's say there is a situation wherein you need a lot of system, okay, or a lot of RAM. You have a 16 GB computer, but for that purpose it's not satisfying. You need a 32 GB computer. So you can quickly do that. Okay, within one click you can just go there from 16 to 32. You can just quickly change it to that particular RAM. Okay, so all these things are the major characteristics of having cloud. Okay, high availability, scalability, elasticity, and agility. Agility is how quickly you can react to a situation. Okay, so yeah, these are the three concepts which are interrelated to each other. The next concept is disaster recovery. Okay, so disaster recovery is something goes wrong in your primary region. Okay, you can recover that particular let's say you can recover from that particular issue or calamity, okay, by creating an alternate plan. Okay, so that is called disaster recovery. Okay, so you can just fail over onto a secondary region and your services will be up and running and it will not be affected. Let's say, for example, I'll give you a simple example. uh, your website, okay, whatever website as a business you are running, okay, your website is in Japan. Okay, and you have a secondary region in US. Okay, you have somewhere in US, you have your secondary region. So what happens here is, let's say there is a tsunami in Japan. Okay, and the data centers are off. So what you can do is, instead of your website facing a downtime or the customers are not able to reach out to your website, you can quickly fail over onto the secondary site which is in US. Okay, and all the users will be redirected to that and your service will be up and running. There will be no downtime. So that is the concept of disaster recovery. Okay, and the next concept is global reach. Okay, so you sitting anywhere in the world can create servers anywhere in the world. Okay, that is the concept of global reach. Me sitting here in India can create anywhere in US, Japan, Europe, anywhere in the world. I can create the services or create the resources. Okay, and the customer latency capability. Okay, so basically what happens is, let's say your customer, you are the business but you have a customer. Okay, your customer is part of a particular region. Okay, I'll ask you a very simple question. Okay, this is to open to all. I am based out of India but my customer is based out of US. Okay, is it wise for me to create my website in India region or US region?
Can you come again? Actually, I don't get the question.
Sure. Let's say I am the business. Okay, I have customers from US. Okay, I'm from India. My customers are from US. Okay, they are the ones who are going to access the website. Okay, so is it wise for me to create my VM servers and all of this in India region or in US region?
US could be pretty fine, I think, in my perspective, because it's like, yeah, actually we have clients here. I mean the business is from India, but we have clients in US. So if we are about, I mean, like if you have the data center or if we have this thing in US, then it could be helpful for like business. I mean, like for improving your business also. It's like we have like we
No,
get a lot of.
I'll be more clearer. Me in India, I'm not going to access the website at all. I'm just going to create it, and they are the ones who are going to use it. The US people are going to use it.
So we need to establish in India that infrastructure. They can access about the internet.
Okay. So Satish, your answer is US. You are, I think that is Vijay, right? Vijay, your answer is India. Okay. Other answers, Murthy, Dilip, and Karthik.
I think US is better.
Okay. Murthy, quickly, your answer. Okay, fine. Going back to people who answered US, can you justify your answer? Can you just give me a reason why you chose US?
In cloud computing, we can create users in any country
That is
globally
fine. There must be a reason why you chose US, right?
because our clients are in US. That's why
What is the reason behind that?
they can
So it's a
easily
very yeah, correct. So yeah, you're not just able to put it in words. It's a very simple thing. The latency. Okay. So let's say I'm connecting to one server in US and one in India. To which server will I be able to connect faster? Me.
If you have a US clients, then US would be faster.
No. I'm talking about me. I'm in Bangalore. Okay. I'm trying to connect one server in India and one in US. Okay. To which server will I be able to connect faster?
Indian
India.
server.
Correct. So the concept is India. The answer is India. The concept behind that is latency. Okay. So the farther you are, the more delays will be. The more will be the hops. Okay. So whatever is you are nearer to, that is the one which you will be able to connect quicker. Okay. So if you increase the distance, the latency will increase. If you decrease the distance, the latency will decrease. Okay. Getting that into consideration. Okay. Whichever the customer is near to, you can create resources in that particular region. Okay, that is why USA is the correct answer and India is not right. Okay, so if your customer is trying to access a website, it should be faster for him. Okay, we can wait for some time, but the customer should not have a bad experience. So it is better to have a server in US rather than India. Okay, answering to the first question. Okay, okay. The next one is predictive cost consideration. Okay, are you guys clear with that? Any doubts?
Yeah, I'm fine.
Okay, fine. The next one is predictive cost consideration. Okay, you will be at the end of the month, you will be clearly you'll be knowing that what is the amount which I'm going to pay. Okay, let's say I'm running a server, okay, virtual machine. I will be clearly noticed or notified that this is going to be the approximate cost. Okay, 1,500 rupees per month or $1,500 per month is the approximate cost, and there'll be no extra here and there and stuff. Okay, so all these things are can be considered, and all these are the advantages of having cloud as compared to an on-premises environment. Okay, so these are the different things which you can have. Okay, now coming to the different types of cloud models, we have three different types of cloud models. The first one is public cloud, the second one is private, and the third one is hybrid cloud model. Okay, so public cloud is nothing but anyone who has an account can create resources in that particular cloud. Okay, so that is open to public. Anyone who has an account will be able to create it. Okay, that is public cloud. When you talk about private cloud, it is restricted only to the users of that particular organization. Okay, so for example, if your guys are working for Flipkart, Flipkart has its own cloud. Okay, only the employees of Flipkart will be able to access that or able to create resources. Anyone who is not part of Flipkart will not be able to create any resources. That is the concept of private cloud. And when you talk about hybrid cloud is something which is combination of both public and private cloud. Okay, so what happens is half your environment will be in public cloud, the other half will be in private cloud. Okay, so depending on the whatever the policy is or whatever is your situation, you will deploy some of the components in your private cloud, the other ones will be in public cloud. So just to give you a use case for this scenario, okay, let's say you're running a bank website. Okay, let's say you're running a bank account. So customer details are something which needs to be confidential. Okay, so that will be put in private cloud, and something like a website or a code, source code or something can be put on public cloud. Okay, so that is the use case of having a hybrid environment. So customer data is very sensitive, so that can stay on your highly secure private cloud, and something which can go on public cloud can be put there, like a website or some VMs or some databases can be put up on the public cloud. Okay, so that is the concept of hybrid cloud. It is a combination of both public and private cloud. Okay, so these are the three different types of models. So when you talk about public cloud models, all our public clouds are AWS, Azure, GCP, and all of those. Private cloud, you're just part of a organization. Only you will be able to deploy resources. Okay, and when you talk about cloud services, you have three different types of cloud services. Okay, so infrastructure as a service, platform as a service, and software as a service. Okay, so infrastructure as a service is basically, let me put it this way. 1 minute. So let's say you are running a server. Okay, server has different components. Okay, when you are dividing the server, you have on a higher level perspective, we have a hardware. Okay, we have something called kernel. Okay, which is going to connect to your software. Okay, which is going to connect to your operating system. Okay, on top of your operating system, you will have an application. Okay, you will run an application, and that application is going to do something. Okay, so basically, what happens with infrastructure as a service is the hardware part is taken care by your cloud service provider. Okay, whatever runs on your operating system and the application above it, okay, you are going to be responsible for that. For example, let's say I take a virtual machine. Okay, I take a Windows machine, Windows Server 2019. Okay, I take a Windows Server 2019 and I install SQL. Okay, install SQL. Now I want you guys to tell me, this is a infrastructure as a service model. Okay, this is IaaS. Okay, so what happens here is the hardware part is taken care by your CSP. That is your cloud service provider. I'll put it as Azure from now on because we're just going to focus on Azure. Okay, and I have installed an operating system. Hardware is Azure. It is on Azure, and the OS is taken care by you. Okay, so basically Windows Server 2016. The application I have installed is SQL. Okay, these are the three different things which I have installed. So now you guys tell me who is responsible for what. Okay, let me put it this way. I'll ask questions one by one. The first question is, something goes wrong in your SQL. Okay, your SQL query is running very slowly. Okay, who is responsible, you or your cloud service provider? The SQL query is running very slowly.
Hardware service provider will be responsible for that because of slowness of application.
Okay, but who? Okay, fine. Any other answers?
So as a developer, you should like for query running, query issues, like we will try to optimize through like our administrator or something. So first of all, I'll take care of that thing. Then after I blame it on server, it's like slow or fast. So I'm talking as a developer, so that's it.
Yep. Sure. Okay. Yeah. And any other answers? So basically, when you talk about the application here is SQL. Okay. So whatever happens on the SQL, you will just first try to isolate the issue. Is it happening for the whole server or just the SQL? Okay. If it is happening only to the SQL and everything else is working fine, okay, then you will be responsible for that. The cloud service provider will not be responsible for that when you are talking about the infrastructure as a service model, because the only sole purpose of infrastructure as a service, only thing they are going to provide you is the hardware. Anything goes wrong with the hardware, anything goes wrong with that wiring or networking, they are responsible for it. But whatever happens inside the server, okay, they are not responsible for it. Okay. Now let's say I'll take another example. Okay. I will have an operating system which is running Linux. Okay. Linux, Ubuntu, let's say Ubuntu. Okay. And application I am running is Python. Okay. So here what happens is, you are not able to execute a command. Okay. You are not able to execute a particular command in Ubuntu. Let's say you are not able to run CD. Okay. CD command is not working. So is it your headache or your cloud service provider's headache? People who have not answered before, please unmute yourself and answer this.
Service provider.
Okay. And any other answers? How would the service provider be responsible for that? Can you justify your answer?
It might be installation issue that we need to check.
Yeah. So when you talk about the OS, okay, when we are talking about the OS is whose responsibility? The customers or our responsibility. Okay. So if something goes wrong with the OS, we are responsible for it. Okay. Last question. Okay. And the question is the hard disk, the physical hard disk on the data center, physical hard disk is faulty. Okay. You get a notification that the physical hard disk where the VM is resting on is faulty. Whose responsibility is that?
Service provider.
Yeah, this is very simple answer. Since the
Yes.
hardware part is taken care by infrastructure as a service, it's their own thing. Okay, so yeah, this is how you basically differentiate between all these three components. Okay, so this is with respect to infrastructure as a service. Okay, so this next one is platform as a service. The model is going to remain same. Okay, you are just going to have hardware, OS, and application system. So what happens with PaaS is, um, let's say the first is hardware. Hardware is taken obviously care by CSP. The second one is operating system. Here the operating system is also taken care by the cloud service provider. Okay, and only thing which you need to take care is your application. Okay, so that is you. Okay, so this is with respect to platform as a service. Okay, so you don't get to see which OS it is running on. You don't get to see nothing. Okay, only thing which you see here is basically what you're doing. Okay, so let's say you are running a, for example, if I have to give example for PaaS, okay, there is a service called SQL database. Okay, SQL database is a service on Azure. Okay, so if you go here, this is a platform as a service wherein they have given you a platform. Okay, you just create your database. You don't get to see which OS it is running on, where it is running on, nothing. You don't get to see nothing. You just create your database. You can query the database. You can add stuff into your database, but you will not get to know what is on top of which VM it is running or on top of which operating system it is running. You will not get to know. Okay, so that is with respect to platform as a service. Okay, and the last one is software as a service. Okay, so software as a service is basically when your software, okay, whatever the software it is delivered via internet. Okay, if there is any software which is delivered via internet, that is software as a service. If I have to give example for software as a service, I think most of you will be using this Office 365, which is basically a Microsoft application. Okay, which will help you to use Outlook and Teams and all of these. Okay, so Office 365, or also you can use Word, Excel, all these things you can use. So this is a software as a service. Okay. And if you have to have a more generic one, you can use ServiceNow, which is basically a ticketing tool, and you can do a lot more things with ServiceNow. That is also a software as a service. Okay. So all these things are delivered to you via internet. Without internet, you are not going to do anything. So you will be paying them, okay, for the service they are offering, okay, for the software they are offering, okay, for the software. So that is software as a service, okay, which is SaaS. So these are the three different types of services which are present. Also, you can say Zoom and Skype and all of those, okay, Zoom, Google Meet, anything which you're paying money for to avail the service is your software as a service. Okay, infrastructure, PaaS, and SaaS. These are the three different types of services which you have on cloud. Okay, and the different examples for infrastructure as a service. It's a very simple example. Virtual machine is one of the example, and PaaS you have SQL databases, and I have listed down the examples for SaaS. Okay, so all these are the different options which are available. So now, moving on to Azure concepts. Okay, so when you talk about Azure, Azure is spread across multiple regions. Okay, I want you guys to understand what exactly is a region. Okay, a region is a geographical location. Okay, so as of now in the current scenario, okay, Azure is basically spread into 54 different regions. Okay, so we have currently 54 different regions spread across multiple parts of the world. Okay, so yeah, these are the places in India. If you can see, we have South India, Central India, and West India. Okay, and in US they are there. They are there in Brazil. They are there in Australia, and all of these. Okay, so now let's understand what exactly is a region. Okay, a region is basically a geographical location. Okay, a region is basically a geographical location. It's a place where they have created their environment. Okay, so when you say a region, it's a geographical location. Okay, and inside each region you have something called availability zone. You have something called availability zone inside each region. What is an availability zone? Okay, so when you say this is my region, okay, let's just take an example. Let's say Hyderabad. Okay, Hyderabad is my region, and inside Hyderabad, if I have three discrete or three different availability zones. Okay, what is an availability zone? It is nothing but a data center. Okay, each data center in that particular region is your availability zone. Okay, each data center. So let's say I'm not saying the exact place or something. Let's say in Hyderabad. Okay, I don't know Hyderabad. Let me put Bangalore only. Okay, MG Road, and one other data center is in Kormangla. Okay, and the other one is in, let's say, Hebal. Okay, let's say these are the three different places inside Bangalore. Okay, inside Bangalore, if these are the three different places, okay, so those are my availability zones inside my single region. I'm just giving an example to understand. This is not, Bangalore is not a region in Azure. I'm just giving that as an example for you guys to understand. Okay, so in Bangalore, if you have three different data centers in three different places, MG Road, Kormangla, and Hebbal, these are the availability zones. Okay, so availability zone is something which is bound to a particular region. It is not something outside a region. It's something inside a region. Okay, clear? Any doubts?
No.
No, no, I'm good. Yeah.
Okay, fine. So I'll stop here for today. Okay. Um, I have few things which you will have to work on, few concepts. If you're not aware of these concepts, just work on it. If you're aware, well and nice. Okay. So this is your task for today. Uh, the first thing is, what is the difference between a client server, okay, and a, sorry, what is the difference between client OS and server OS? Okay, what is the difference between a client OS and server OS? Okay, and what is virtualization? Okay, what is virtualization? And apart from that, yeah, these two concepts are enough as of now. And you can also go through the slides one more time if you already haven't. Okay, and if you have any doubts, you can reach out to me. Okay, so the next class